All right, let's dive in today. One of the things that I want to share is Lloyd Reeb has made a significant impact on my life. Don Wenner's made a significant impact on my life. David Green's made a significant impact on my life. But there was a guy by the name of Sean Copeland that I talked to a few weeks ago. Who knows Sean Copeland? Yes or no in the chat. Well, Sean Copeland had the worst bank. He bought the bank at the worst time ever in Oklahoma. Anybody want to guess when he bought the bank? Who would know the worst time to buy a bank? Actually, the month and the date. The worst time to ever buy a bank. Well, he claimed by Economists, Jim, it was in 2009, is what he said. Economists told him it couldn't have been a worse time for him to buy this bank in 2009. And the bank, he's sharing this story with me 2 weeks ago. The bank has now been bought and partnered with Don Wenner. The bank was the worst bank in Oklahoma. The worst bank in Oklahoma. And it was about to shut its doors. It was about to close it down on a Monday because of their debt to the capital or whatever the ratio is in banks. It was about to shut the doors, shut down. He was sending out letters to 80 of people in his life that he was like, I'm sorry. His closest friends who invested. And he's at church on Sunday. And there's a song around healing that comes up. And he begins to cry to the Lord. He said, that song is not true. That song is BS. If that song were real, you would reveal it to me right now. You would show me right now that you can heal this. And he said he had an encounter with God in a profound way. He said he began a practice the next morning of asking the Lord what he was supposed to do that day, and that he asked the Lord, even through his strategic plans, even through his quarterly plannings, even through his weekly staff meetings, what I have found in him and David Green and Don Wenner is they have this common theme that they start their day asking the Holy Spirit to guide and direct that day. Give me my day. Give me this day, my daily bread. What is it that you want me to do? Who is it that you want me to be? He began this practice. And a few days later, he said his healing showed up. He said he got a call from the U.S. Treasury that allowed him to be on some type of loan program that gave him the exact amount of money he needed in order to have the bank sustain. And today, he's one of the top banks in the state of Oklahoma. One of the top banks. And so last week, 2 weeks ago, as I'm talking with him, I'm saying, Sean, what is the most important thing that you would want me to know? He said, Pete, every morning at 5 a.m. to 5:30. And by the way, the practice that I do, I don't do it for 30 minutes. I do it for 10. But he said from 5 a.m. to 5:30, I asked the Holy Spirit, what is it that you want me to do? Who is it that you want me to be today? What is it that you want me to do today? He's not asking about his workouts. He's not asking about his healthy eating. He's not asking about the meetings he has on the calendar. He is structured. He is a time manager, but he understands that he cannot go into his day being efficient. He has to go into his day hearing the Holy Spirit. And for me, I'm so convicted because that is a practice that I should be incorporating every single day into my life, but I haven't. And the first person I heard say that was David Green. I'm going to tell you what David Green does to take that practice on steroids here in about 5 minutes. But David Green starts every day asking the Holy Spirit, what is it that you want me to do? Who is it that you want me to be today? And then Jim Do, he listens, just like you listened on your hike around what your identity was or the questions that you asked of of God, Jim, on that hike around the questions that Jamie Winship, the specific questions that Jamie Winship had us ask. Jim, the Holy Spirit spoke those to you. And when you told me, it gave me goosebumps. All they do is ask that question to start their day of, Lord, what is it that you want me to do? Who is it that you want me to be today? And maybe you make it a more general, maybe you make it in your own language. But what I learned from Sean Copeland was, as he incorporates that practice, he shared about 30 miracles that I cannot believe. It was probably 24 miracles that I just said, tell me what the Lord has spoken to you over these years. And he began to tell me. And the things that he began to tell me, it blew my mind, because in our own strength and in our own power, he would have never thought of those things. He would have never, ever thought of those things in all of the strategic planning, in all of his own strength. They're crazy ideas. Who he's supposed to give a raise to that day, who he's supposed to go pray for that day, a new project that he's supposed to start that his team is going to hate. But the Holy Spirit said, you've got to do it. One morning, the Holy Spirit told him, you are supposed to go empower people to understand how they can incorporate faith into the marketplace, because 95% of Christian business owners in Tulsa believed it was illegal to bring faith into the workplace. And so when he saw that survey a few days later, as he's praying and saying, Holy Spirit, what am I supposed to do today? The Holy Spirit said, you're supposed to start empowering business owners to understand how they can incorporate their faith into the workplace. And now he has 13,000 Christian business owners that pay on a monthly basis. Anybody that knows continuity and membership sites, and now getting that niched and that specific, is crazy. Guys, what I learned from that, and I'm going to tell you something. What I learned from that was, oh my gosh, I've heard David Green say it. I've heard Sean Copeland say it. Pete, it is something you have to do. Pete, it is something you have to be more faithful to. Pete, the most powerful things that you've ever created on this planet, the most powerful relationships that you have on this planet, came from hearing the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit told me that Aaron Hovivian was the very first person that I was supposed to ask to join the prayer group. The genesis of the wellspring came from asking the Holy Spirit. You want to know one of the most important faith KPIs that I believe that we as wellspringers can do in our businesses? Is start our day asking the Holy Spirit what he has for that day. What he has for that day. David Green does it for 30 to 60 minutes to start his day. Sean Copeland does it for 30 minutes to start his day. Pete Vargas is going to begin to do it for 5 to 10 minutes, and has begun to do it for 5 to 10 minutes to start his day. Will you hear me? I'm not teaching something today. I'm transferring something today that I've learned from other people. I'm not telling you I'm a master in this. I'm telling you, in the moments of my life that powerful things were created is when I heard from the Holy Spirit.